zakat. Member representing Ahmad Buhari Area Council on a tour to Abuja Urban Mass Transit gives support. And correspondent visits Garkiko Labs building 24 hours after. A very good evening. Always glad to have you join us on NTA Channel 5 Abuja News at 7. I am Ifeanyi Izumba. Sincerity in giving out zakat as an obligation and a pillar of the Islamic faith. National Imam and Missioner of Ansaruddin Society, Sheikh Abdurrahman Ahmad, reminded worshippers in his Jumat sermon at the Ansaruddin Mosque, Abuja, as important to the socio-economic welfare of man. Abdullahi Ajia has more from the preaching.
The preaching of the Imam reminds the congregation of the scriptural wisdom behind Allah's injunction to man to give out zakat, which he says is to ensure justice, fairness, and the welfare of all.
Is the welfare arm of Islam, is the fundamental principle. We talked essentially about the need for people to reconsider the way they pay their zakah and the way zakah is administered. We advocate that zakah is not a tax, but it's an act of worship that is mandatory on every believer and that should be given to the poor, to the less privileged, as a portion of their rights in the wealth of the wealthy.
The sermon also provides more insights on zakat.
They must give it in such a way that the honor of the receiver will be preserved, and it should be administered in such a way that it is capable of lifting people out of poverty. It is a way that the Muslim community could contribute to poverty alleviation.
I will call on all Muslim Ummah to make sure that at the end of the year, they bring out their zakat so that they can assist all privileged people that need it.
Zakat given to you, you utilize it. You make sure that you show to the world that you are not a beggar.
The admonition encourages the congregation to heed to this commandment, as Allah will not only purify one's wealth, but reward those who obey. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Have converged on Abuja to unveil a book in a quest to build a greater Nigeria. The book, Code of Conduct, seeks to address underlying issues that will foster unity and tranquility between the major religions in Nigeria. Gideon Yohana has more.
Our request to government is to hold people responsible and accountable who will open their mouth to speak anyhow to create crisis in Nigeria.
The Interfaith Code of Conduct seeks to serve as a base for cooperation between religious leaders and members of the interfaith community in Nigeria, whilst advocating an understanding to enhance unity and peaceful coexistence.
We are able to develop a kind of code of conduct that will guide religious leaders and even those that are not religious inclined in Nigeria to know how to speak to other faith that is not theirs.
Keynote speakers say the Interfaith Code of Conduct is designed to guide and serve as a tool for community members across faith who are focused on mitigating religious conflicts and seek to improve the social cohesion, understanding and friendship ties of all.
There is no total freedom. There should be some level of conduct, guiding principles. We cannot afford to allow Nigeria to run into crisis.
Some people have even attacked me personally that sitting together with another religion is a sin, that you could not do it, until we made them to realize that we have a lot of things in common.
So as faith leaders, the first thing is how do we help our followers to understand what the scripture teaches about these 10 things we have itemized: love, forgiveness, good speeches, protecting other people's rights.
Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace (IDFP) is a 120-member national interfaith and intercultural organization that is dedicated to promoting interfaith dialogue, peace building among diverse religious and cultural communities in Nigeria. In Abuja, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
Member of the House of Representatives representing Amak Bari Federal Constituency Territory and Investment Hub. He was speaking when he visited the company. The report.
On a tour to the Abuja Urban Mass Transit Office, member House of Representatives Amak Bari Constituency Joshua Obika says an enabling investment environment will enhance the economic outlook of the FCT, especially by creating jobs for unemployed youths and as well as improve the well-being of the residents. Obika, who decried the absence of a mass transit system in the FCT, pledged to give appropriate legislative backing where necessary towards ensuring the agencies deliver on their mandate, especially the Abuja urban mass transits.
Based on the amount that you are collecting from the commuters. So there's no way. So the easy way out there is that conversion as far as the safety is in order to make sure there's no harm done to our people. I will urge you, you are new from what I can see, to hasten things up. My people are suffering, Mahmoud. Men and women, middle class today cannot even use their vehicles to come to work because they cannot afford.
Group Managing Director, Abu, the leading business development and investment holding agency for the FCT.
We looked at all the challenges that we have in terms of even the manpower at the technical workshop, employ more hands, some on temporary basis, so that we can actually get these buses back on the road while maintaining those that are already there.
Joshua Obika further appealed to the Group Managing Director to repair the buses and ensure they are serviceable to meet the transport requirements as well as ease the sufferings of residents. Hawagimba, NTA News.
More than 40 persons have benefited from donations made by the FCT Social Development Secretariat Medical and Health Workers Union visitation to Nyanya General Hospital. Chairman, Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, FCT SDS Chapter, Dr. Okoro Ene Wachinemere, said the gesture is to appreciate God for his mercies as well as give back to the society. The report.
Nigerian Medical and Health Workers Union of Social Development FCT.
Expressing appreciation to the Permanent Secretary FCTA Olushade Adeshola for his support and encouragement, the chairman Dr. Ene Okoro stressed that the Medical and Health Workers Union of the FCT Social Development Secretariat felt the need to affect lives, especially those with health challenges in the Nyanya General Hospital. Donations made include beverages, toiletries, cash donations to pediatrics, postnatal, housing and labor wards, and also wheelchair donation to 15-year-old perpetual Paulinus by the chairman.
Through the grace of God, God used Chief Olushade Adeshola, the Permanent Secretary, FCT, to make us to be happy again. So we decided to come back as well to give back to the society.
Because some people on admission, they couldn't pay their hospital bill. We met the patients on the ward, they were excited. We told them this is just a token of our love. We cannot give them all, but it's just a token of our love to them.
There was also Muslim Thanksgiving at the Area 10 Mosque and Christian Thanksgiving at Assemblies of God Church, Nyanya, as part of activities to mark the Union's Day.
We started Thursday in giving back to the society. We visited not less than 40 patients in Nyanya General Hospital.
Say, Father, we thank you for the restoration, because if you don't thank God for what God has done for you, it means you are not grateful at all. I want to appreciate the union leadership, the secretary, the chairman, the members, and some of our able directors.
When Jesus Christ healed the 10 lepers, it's only one that came back to thank him. So we as a union, we are back to our source, because it is only God that gave us victory.